habit is way better than motivation, and we're going to talk about why. One of the first things that we want to think about when talking about habit and motivation is really the difference between the two. Habit is something that you do without thinking about it. It's automatic. It's almost like a reflex. Motivation is something that comes and goes. Let's say that you watch a movie, like it could be an action movie or something epic and inspiring, or something. It could be the first time that you saw 300 and you're like, oh my God, I want to look like Gerard Butler, right? So you're motivated to go to the gym, and you have this thing where I just watched this crazy movie, I feel all amped up, jazzed up, I want to do that, right? That's motivation. And I guarantee you, a day or two after watching that movie, when you actually have to wake up and go to the gym and work out and train hard and you're sore, that motivation is going to fade away and you're not going to keep going. But this is where habit comes in. Habit is when you develop a behavior that sticks with you and you don't have to think about it. And it takes a different amount of time to form habits in different situations. But specifically, let's talk about tracking macros, right? So the first time that you track macros, it might seem like you're really asking a lot of yourself. Oh, this is a difficult thing. I have to think about it. I have to weigh this. I have to count these, so on and so forth. So if you're just motivated to track macros, that might not carry you through to the point where you actually start seeing success with it. What you need to do is get in the habit of tracking. So how long is that going to take? Well, it varies. When it comes to habit formation, you have two ends here. You've got your low end and you've got your high end. And so there's a ton of different factors that come into play when you're developing a habit like tracking macros. So let's think about some of these things. You have stuff like frequency. You have things like consistency. And then you also have another important thing, which is relevance. That's how applicable it is to your life. And so the more consistent that you are with something, the more frequently that you do it, and the more relevant it is to your life, the more you're going to be towards the low end of time on habit setting. And when it comes to building a habit, on the low end, you're looking at roughly 18 days. On the high end of habit formation, it's about 266. So if you're not motivated and you're trying to do something for 266 days, it could get very rough. Now, fortunately, for habit formation on the low end here, with flexible dieting, if you get in the habit of, let's say, every time you eat something, I'm going to pull out my tracker and plug that food into it, right? You do that many times throughout a day, so it has extremely high frequency, right? If you are doing this on a daily basis, which is eating is probably something you do every day, you're going to be highly consistent with it. So it's day after day after day, right? You might say, I want to get in the habit of going to the gym 3 days a week. Well, your consistency is not as high as 7, and you're not going to the gym 15 times a day. So fortunately, when it comes to macros and flexible dieting, it also has a high relevance to your life, because if you're checking your progress every week, you'll notice changes in your body composition, which are exactly what you're aiming for. So all the different things that really tie into flexible dieting and tracking macros point you more towards the low end of habit formation, but still 18 days is more than motivation carries a lot of people. So you're going to have to find yourself tracking macros on days when you don't feel like it. But if you keep doing it, it'll be just as simple as tying your shoes, brushing your teeth, locking your car door, all kinds of different stuff. Assuming that your car door doesn't have a lock that stays locked, and you beep and it wakes dogs up, you know, Rocky. So one of the big recaps here is that habit is something that's automatic, and it'll carry you through on days when you're not feeling motivated. Because the truth is, a lot of times we're just not motivated to keep doing the things we know we need to do to get us where we want to go. And that's where habit comes in. Habit puts yourself on autopilot and ultimately gets you where you want to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're liking these videos, subscribe to the channel, comment below. We love hearing your feedback. So until next time.